What is good, you beautiful bunch of savages? We have Primetime Fight Night, or Fight Club, I should say, 3. Apologies. I am your host, Cyrus the Looney. In the comms booth tonight on Ryan Production, we have the one and only Doctor Who, the K1 Maya Main. How you doing, my man?
K1 Maya Main. Haven't heard that nickname for a while.
Yeah, it was the little call out I see you do a little bit earlier on, but the name is sticking, my man.
You can never talk shit about Maya without me getting involved. It's just the way that one goes.
Well, tonight, guys, Fight Club is back at it. We have some absolute killers lined up. Obviously, main event is going to be the Kingsman Tadpole, one of the living highlight reels of the league, stepping up against TD GAMP. God Ain't My Pig, another gentleman that has absolutely phenomenal skills on the ground, on the feet. They are not the only fights to call, though, of course. Absolutely stacked top to bottom. Going to be having BSD Broomstick, one of the fan-friendly favourites from the Body Snatchers degree, stepping up against Jack in that flyweight weight class. Of course, Rara, the eternal Fight Club member, up against Havoc, which is going to be another great win after he's won, I think it's 2 fights on a bounce. So yeah, bro, cannot wait to get into this. It's a bit of a shorter card today, and we're not going to waste any time with it. We're just going to get straight into the first one, which is LW, Lethal Weapons Gemini, up against FWK Alpha, or is that?
Yeah, I don't believe it's a camp. I just think it's part of his game attack.
Okay, great. So not a camp for that man right there. Independent fighter up against the Lethal Weapons Gemini. I believe Gemini is one of the more recent additions to the Lethal Weapons camp, or at least, if nothing else, he's a recent addition to Primetime MMA. As we see, they are in lightweight for this one. Volkanovski up against Rafael Dos Anjos. Lethal Weapon using RDA, and his opponent over there using Volkanovski. We've seen that these guys have beautiful leg kicks, both of them. Bit of a Muay Thai style from RDA, a marauding style from Volkanovski that's able to really get the job done on the feet and on the floor. Starting us out nice and quickly, though, going instantly to those leg kicks is Gemini. He has to be careful not to get walking into that range of the power of Volkanovski, and attacking the legs early is a great way to do so. As we can see, he has a slight reach advantage, but instantly gets put on his back, dog.
Yeah, goes straight to that takedown. Very good call, especially when the grappling seemed a bit confusing. Although RDA did seem to have a bit of a reach. Saying that now you're in a half guard position, you probably look for that top mount or a side control. Lovely job getting into this full guard now. Maybe look to build up GA as he's doing punching, but the posture up.
Yeah, the posture up's pretty nice. He's going to work some nice ground pound, but gets reversed. And RDA is an absolute savage on the mat. He has the submissions, has the ground and pound overall control. That jiu-jitsu is strong with this man as he rains down right hand after right hand square onto the block of his opponent. Although not a lot of damage went through with that, it added up quite nicely. And the denial is massive there in mount, Doc, nice and early.
Yeah, Alpha's having a bit of a difficulty time just defending. He used to post the other hooks as well, since Gemini seems to favour that right hand, as you pointed out earlier. That being said, he goes down back to that right hand, just pounding and pounding. He's hoping to go for the left, and he's done
Jesus,
for.
I would love to see the statistics, because, I mean, there was a couple of strikes landed on the feet, but RDA just absolutely blew through him. Lethal Weapons Gemini not wasting any time tonight, getting the job done, and that was an impressive win for that man. Push forward, and yeah, got the, push forward, got some strikes off, leg kicks. He's the one that got taken down, but with that big reversal, as soon as he was in the top mount, Doc just did not waste any time chambering up those right hands and getting off some lovely damage to close out the fight.
Yeah, he just pounded and just until he fell down. Oh, and we did just get to see the stats at the end of a total of 9 strikes to about 12 or so, just in total strikes.
Didn't take too many, and especially in that top mount position, it's such a dangerous position to be in. Your opponent is able to land maximum damage square on the chin, especially when you're having some difficulty posting up. Obviously, respect to FWK Alpha, he will be back better than ever, I'm sure. These are one of those fights where it's a learning experience. His debut in the promotion, a lot of nerves can settle in, so I'm sure he'll be back. But LW Gemini starting off very, very strong and not wasting any time. I mean, that fight was over in a minute or 2 maximum. Takes us straight into the next preliminary bout there, my man, and that's going to be Bobby Light Do You up against South. I believe South is one of Satchmo's kind of projects that he's working with. I think Satchmo said that he's managing this man at the moment, trying to get him some fights and so on and so forth. So he's going to have to get the job done this evening up against this man. We see another bout of Volkanovski stepping forward, this time across from Aldo. I personally love the Aldo pick. He has phenomenal power in those hands, and obviously the leg kicks are just second to none with it. With Jose, he really chops at that wood very, very nicely, Doc, and it can change the fight very, very quickly, especially with the, I think he's got iron checks as well, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
he's got steel checks as well as a level 5 lead body hook. So if you get clipped to that body over and over again by an Aldo, it's not going to be a fun time. It's something a lot of people do forget. You think with Aldo, leg kicks. Also got the body shots though, so Aldo's very good for that type of stuff as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, once again, starting out quickly, I mean, Volkanovski's doing the right thing, trying to pressure forward, trying to get Aldo on the back foot. You want to be able to push the pace a little bit against this man, try to get his cardio a little bit taxed early. But yeah, he's doing a pretty good job. Aldo having a little bit of difficulty getting the range off, trying to poke him and, you know, get him to back up, get a little bit of respect. But he's going to have to start landing some good shots to get that done. And now he gets the turnaround in the cage. A little bit of cage cutting and a little bit of circling is going to go a long way. Or maybe you just hip toss the man straight into side saddle there, Doc, and that changes the fight instantly as well.
Yeah, it really does work. Just if you are having difficulty on the feet, which Aldo was, he was getting pressured a bit and just needed a bit more relaxed back instead. Now he goes to the hip toss, gets the back mount and into this top mount position. We saw the last fight. It's quite a dangerous position. Doesn't get to the 9 top mount and now goes to the half guard. He has got the top mount option, no longer does though. Opted for some more heavy ground and pound side. You would expect him to maybe move to a side control position or a top mount maybe?
Yeah, potentially so. I mean, the one thing that a lot of people underestimate the ground skills of Jose Aldo. He really does have, obviously, the power in those hands to be able to rain down some ground and pound, but obviously, I believe he's a belt in jiu-jitsu, and it comes to full fruition. You know, he has some sneaky submissions that he can sink in, but excellent deny by Volkanovski, and same return by Aldo, stopping that get-up or potential armbar opportunity for the man.
Indeed, he gets a lovely deny on that full guard posture up. Looks to get the reversal off it, but gets a deny. That's always a slow transition. You have got to be wary of it and only make sure you go for the full GA. I think South also needs to pay attention to his GA bar a bit more. He just seems to be wasting too much time staying in one position when he could just move with a full GA bar.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, these little shots are, you know, adding up. Like you said, you've got to maximize the opportunities that become available with the GA that you do build. Nice posture up, stopping that transition right there. Now raining down some beautiful ground and pound. Got him to move his head off that center line straight into a right hook. When your opponent starts doing that, you know, throw a couple of straight shots. They start to move. You go across with a couple of rounded ones, and it adds on to the damage that's being landed, of course, because they're swaying into your punch. Not quite as much of a maximum damage as you get on the feet, but nevertheless, every little helps in these positions. The more damage you can add up and accumulate in these early rounds, going to play dividends, even if your opponent's able to survive and make it to that second round. So far, it's been a phenomenal performance for Aldo on the mat. Did a really, really good job of changing that, changing the course of this round, and probably ahead in the judges' scorecards as a result now.
Yeah, he's probably ahead on the judges' scorecards, but you see, Volk's putting all this pressure, coming into this last 10 seconds left, and they both seem to be fairly easy. And Aldo's waiting him to step onto shots, trying to sneak shots in, but Volkov seems to have the better pressure. Coming to the second round, I'm expecting Aldo to go for that takedown again, Volkov to looking to get up, and then try to put that pressure on.
Yeah, I think that's a really good assessment there, Doc. I mean, with Aldo, I think that for the feet side of things, he really, really needs to start to work the teeps a little bit. You know, utilize the Muay Thai style of Aldo in order to really get some respect and range on his opponent. They're both relatively, you know, kind of the same height. I think Volkanovski actually has a reach advantage because the man has unnaturally long arms, but yeah, he's had a really, really good start on the feet. A bit of a tale of two halves and a little bit unexpected. You normally expect to see the Volkanovski go maybe for a takedown up against the Aldo as opposed to the other way around, but it played dividends for Tay South in that one for sure.
Yeah, indeed. But with that being said, coming into this one, Aldo's standing his ground, holding the center octagon, seemingly finding a couple of his shots as well. He's getting clipped on the way back. The stand advantage is in Volk's favor here, and both of them seem to be quite evenly matched. Maybe throw a couple of jumping spinning kicks on Aldo's side, especially since Volkov is more going in a spinning man. And just there, we've seen it. Lovely job by Aldo.
Nice. Straight to the body. They're massive as well, those big spin kicks to the body. They do a lot of damage. Oh, nice pull counter as well. Aldo's starting to find his rhythm a little bit, even on the feet. You know, he's a little bit of a slow starter at times due to the fact that his cardio can have some, you know, disadvantages over the course of the fight, but now starting to turn it up on his opponent. And, gets caught with a lovely lead uppercut from Volkanovski, who's now pouring on the pressure, trying to make sure he maximizes the damage he can get going. Has to be careful, though, not walking onto some of the power shots of Aldo, as we saw a little bit earlier on in that bout.
Valentine knocked down by Aldo there, just pounding away now, nearly getting the finish, and he's so close. That head held so low.
On the ground, we see Aldo again, working some nicely. I think this is where he got his best work, obviously, off in the first round. The more he can accumulate some times, building up some nice GAA, trying to use that to his advantage, and now slicing across into the half guard. So far, so good from this man. I mean, we don't often see, a grappling heavy sort of routine from an Aldo, but when you're having some adversity on the feet, Doc, it's important to be able to adjust to that and make those changes in your game plan to secure out a victory. It doesn't always have to be the cleanest. It doesn't have to be silky smooth on the feet. Sometimes you just need to get the damn thing done, and that seems to be Tay South's approach in this one. Just kind of marching forward, plodding along, and trying to get any damage he can off.
Yeah, lovely job there by Aldo, just controlling the fight. He leans into another set of hooks, goes for the straight shots, and there we see Aldo's got to be wary of his gas tank, though. That's one of the biggest issues you see when it comes to ground and pound, is people throw shot after shot and not realise how gassed they're making themselves coming into the later part of that round.
Yeah, exactly right. And he seems to be very diligent about that side of things. Obviously, really, really kind of not discriminating where he's throwing. He's trying to go to the body of his opponent, trying to go to the head as well. Obviously, he's mixing it up very nicely, but being composed about it all. He's just making sure not to completely blow that Aldo gas tank early. And that's an excellent way. You don't often see an Aldo going into the third round with fairly good stamina, although he does now find himself in top mount for the last 7 or so seconds with Volkanovski trying to get some damage off, but relatively good defense, able to mitigate a lot of that damage coming his way. Here we go, Doc. Third and final round of this bout. Touch of glove, show of respect from both guys. Slight stamina advantage in the side of Volkanovski. Obviously, the slight head health advantage and leg health advantage in the side of Tay South as he continues to chop to that lead leg over and over again. He's doing a great job so far.
Yeah, indeed, he's done a fantastic job just controlling this fight. Gets a lovely stun there, digging down to the body with Aldo, gets clipped by the lead uppercut, and now Volkov digging to that body early on. Especially with his stamina on his being Volk Saber, he's able to throw a bit more outwards and just play that aggressive march, waiting for Aldo just to throw some shots, maybe gas, and then come back and throw a couple more and get that vulnerability window.
Oh, big rock and knockdown from Volkanovski. A nice straight on the button. Continues to press forward, but eats a couple of shots. We said it earlier on, Doc. You cannot walk on to the power knockdown. Hands of Aldo. Yeah. He just has such heavy hitters.
Again, Volkov needs to do something other than walk forward. He's getting clipped by Aldo with these punches. It's making his head up bleed. His blocks very low. Misses a slip jab. Leans away from that head kick. Comes back. Gets his head health blinking after like 1 or 2 shots now. It's a massive issue. Lovely knockdown by Volkov there. Going straight down for that ground and pound by Aldo. Looking to dig early on. Maybe 2 minutes, 40 seconds left. Maybe looking at a finish coming into this end of the third round.
Yeah, he's. I'm surprised he postured down there. I mean, probably a pretty smart approach. He doesn't want to let his opponent up after that knockdown, but obviously he had him pretty hurt, and I wouldn't have been surprised if there was only a couple more shots left in it in order to get that fight finished. But slicing across into half guard, really showing the full mixed martial arts game is Tay South this evening. Picking the Aldo pick, has some strikes to go with it, and obviously the grappling chops to be added up as well. He's utilizing the straight very well, is Aldo, on the entry from Bobby.
Ooh,
gets absolutely slammed by the power. And this is what the problem is. Yeah, the head health was low, and we saw it from Aldo earlier. He decided to posture down, didn't capitalize on the damage coming, damage that he'd already managed to accumulate. This time, Volkanovski was able to get that knockdown. He saw his opponent hurt, smelt that blood, and pushed forward for the finish. Beautiful work from that man right there to get the job done. And it was back and forth. He had a lot of adversity, spent a lot of time on his back, and was able to stay composed that third and final round, Doc, to find that finish.
Yeah, that's the thing, though, especially when you're fighting Volkov, that high recovery stat allows you to do that type of stuff. You can make that comeback against someone like Aldo, who gasses out after the first 2 rounds or so, and so it just causes massive difficulty. You need to get Volkov out early, or you're going to have massive issues coming into the later rounds.
Exactly right, my man, exactly right. This, however, marches us on to the next fight in the prelims. We're going to be having Sean the Sheep up against AJSD Gamer. I had a little bit of information passed to me from the back. Sean the Sheep is actually one of Rara's guys, has been working with him a little while. He's only had the game for a very short period of time and is looking to get involved in the competitive scene to really sharpen those skills. Probably going to have his work cut out for him this evening up against AJSD Gamer, who I believe we've seen perform once or twice already, Doc, if I'm not mistaken.
I can't say off the top of my head, to be honest.
Understandably so, my man, understandably so. We have so many fighters going through the promotion. I do think he's had one or two fights in the past, maybe picking up an L in the past, and obviously that's why he finds himself opposite the debut this evening. One of these guys going to be able to pick up a W. Will it be Gilbert, Burns, or RDA? We see a nice little touch of gloves and show of respect to start out the first round, and attacking the leg early is Rebel. It's a good approach for him, man. The RDA pick, he has nice Muay Thai. He's not exactly got the chin, so getting those kicks off early, getting your opponent's respect, and maybe getting them slightly hesitant to start to engage with you, Doc, is really going to play dividends. You know, it's always nice to make your opponent start to second guess nice and early where you're going to go.
Yeah, well, again, he's Dos Anjos has done a fantastic job just leading with that rear kick, doing that jab straight, or just a jab rear hook, pressuring the Burns. Burns is going very much vertically. He needs to start circling just to give that distance. Possibly even shoot a takedown just because he seems to be very much scared to strike.
Yeah.
With that being said, another leg kick down. Burns' leg help is already having matches who clips him as he exits the pocket again, comes in with a knee. But this does so far seem to be Dos Anjos' leading fight.
You've got to be the person leading the dance with RDA, just due to the fact that, as I alluded to a little bit earlier on, he is definitely more of a hammer than he is a nail, not able to take a couple of shots in order to give some. So you need to be going first, you need to be accurate with your shots and diligent about the shot selection that you're choosing. Obviously you don't want to walk on or start to get into exchanges. And so far he's doing a good job, for the most part. Great work on the ground, landing some beautiful ground and pound. RDA is looking really good tonight.
Yeah, and again, it's just he's posted up, got up now, probably wants to look for another knockdown, kicks that leg again. I think that leg's going to be suffered by the end of this round. He's I don't think he's checked a single leg kick, and so far this is mainly RDA's battle.
Yeah, I think he's got a 4 or 5 star kick as well. I don't know if it's the calf kick or the thigh kick that is 4 or 5 star, but he has very nice kicks, does RDA. We see him keep going back to it as well. Mostly he's deciding to opt for the calf kick, and understandably so, especially in the pocket. It comes out a lot quicker. So obviously you're really kind of minimizing the opportunity for your opponent to counter. And once again, he rips to it, my man. We saw it, blinking a moment ago, and that damage is adding up so quickly. There's still a minute left in this first round, and that leg is seriously compromised.
Yeah, it is seriously compromised. It's starting to blink after every shot, and now RDA is deciding to go up top, working down that block and just looking for his shots. He has got to be aware that Burns, although maybe hurt, he's got 95 power or so he can hit like a truck, and you will pay if you miss a shot. That leg help now blinking, coming up pressure, and digs that body afterwards, and he starts to put pressure on. Burns is a southpaw. He's only trying about 10 strikes, it feels like, this entire round, so he probably wants to up his capacity coming into the next round.
Yeah, I mean, Gilbert Burns needs, it's easier said than done, of course, but he needs to pressure forward. He needs to lead the dance and get some damage off on RDA. As soon as he's got that chin compromised, the entire course of the fight will be able to change. As we saw, only 7 significant strikes due to the beautiful footwork and pressure that's been put on him from RDA. But at a certain point, especially when you're starting to eat up so much damage, you just need to go, balls to the wall and start letting those hands go, Doc, really quickly.
Indeed, you do, especially with someone like Burns. You could probably work your, if you stand and trade against an RDA with it, you could probably beat the power. He's got the better stand advantage. It's probably just due to the lack of strike strength.
Yeah, I agree. And the fact is that at the moment he's getting picked apart from the outside, and it's stopping him and making him a lot, very hesitant to throw. If you're getting absolutely eaten up with some shots anyway, you may as well start to try and throw everything that you can back at your opponent just to be able to try and get that respect back. Because right now, RDA just feels way too comfortable going to the leg over and over again, working behind his jab. And obviously, we can already see that left leg, with 3 minutes 30 on the second round, is compromised beyond all belief. It's blinking without even being touched right now. And I imagine that there's only going to take a couple to put the man down if he decides to go back there, but it set up these big combinations to the face and continuing to rain them through so far. Rebel looking absolutely fantastic in this bout this evening.
Yeah, RDA has done a fantastic job just picking him apart, digging to that body, digging to the head on the boxing once he's inbound, and then as he's coming in and out the pocket, he's digging to the leg afterwards. Let's see there, he gets another leg stun, switches to the other leg, which is blinking, and I don't think either which way Burns stands, he's going to end up possibly falling on the floor due to a leg kick, rock.
Yeah, no, for sure. You know, obviously his right leg is pretty good right now, but when he puts that leg forward with so much time left in the second round and potentially a third round to go, it just means that other leg's going to get chewed up. So you need to start checking them and countering. That's some good work from Gilbert Burns, though. Getting active with the hands, starting to land a little bit. Definitely needs a little bit more of that, and careful of the big bombs coming back his way. Rebel letting it all go and chopping to the leg each and every time in between. It's got to be concerning if you're Gilbert Burns. Both legs now starting to become very compromised, and I don't think this man's going to be walking properly for about a month.
Nah, probably not. But again, the one thing Burns does seem to keep going back to, he keeps major lunging and then hoping for maybe an uppercut, and every time Burns is blocked, every time RDA has blocked it, he needs to look for some other shot other than that one uppercut. Narrowly avoids getting a leg kick again, and RDA's he's having fun times just coming in and out of his pocket, in and out, just poking at him and just finding every home free shot he fires off.
Honestly, that was a pretty nice overhand and a hook to follow it. One of the things that's a little bit frustrating right now from Sean the Sheep, I believe, is that he continues to back off and allow RDA range, and you just can't do that against this man, Big front kick.
And he gets slapped by a straight again. The front kick narrowly avoids it, putting on the pressure, coming to the end of round 2. And that is a dominant round by RDA again. Burns needs to figure out something to do. 11 to 24 significant strikes in favour of RDA with 3 knockdowns, a leg stun, and 2 general stunts.
Great work by him, great work all round, and it's in two, at least from my assessment, I think it's in 2 parts. One, RDA is doing a fantastic work in terms of footwork and landing his combinations, continually going back to that leg, making his opponent very hesitant. But on top of that, Gilbert Burns is, after he's having success, backing out, and that's normally a good idea, right? You don't want to take pictures. However, in this particular position, you can't allow RDA that range, as he's going to continue to chew your leg to pieces, as we've seen already over the course of those 10 minutes.
It goes back straight to the leg kicks as soon as you mention them. Yeah, that's one of the things when you're fighting a leg kick is that you need to be pressuring. Narrowly avoids an uppercut as he throws an overhand. RDA comes back with an uppercut and gets slapped by that strike. Burns gets up again, gets kicked to the leg. Burns is getting brutalized here.
On the Sheep, like I said, has not had the game for a very long time from the information I've had in the back, so understandably there's going to be a lot of holes in his game right now, and this will be an absolutely fantastic learning experience for him. You never know, he's not out of the fight. Gilbert Burns still hits like a Mack truck, and all he needs is one big shot just like that. Exactly, my man. You zig when you should zag, and you could be face down on the canvas, maybe getting woke up by the referee, staring up at those lights, but so far, I mean, RDA just absolutely on point. It's brutal. The savagery being added up in every single which way. Scattergunning techniques, kicks to the leg, to the body, then the combinations up top. Absolutely beautiful work by Rebel. Really putting it all together this evening. I think he's probably going to get a finish here with the damage that's being added up, but has to be careful, obviously, as Gilbert Burns now still has good stamina and is, letting that frustration allow him to start to get loose with the hands. He's no longer being as, hesitant or reserved in the way that he's throwing, although that does eat a straight as a result. Trying to
That's definitely an end way to fight. That's definitely a hell of a way to end a fight. Clean head kick coming at the end of it, gets the stun after Burns starts playing aggressive with the jab, and sadly just finishes off very cleanly after 2 rounds of brutalization, to be honest.
Yeah, that was absolute savagery that was on display.
Ooh.
Beautiful destruction from start to finish. And like I said, it's not purely on Gilbert Burns. A lot of that was due to the great work that was being done from Rebel over there. Just that leg kick routine that he opened up with, the fact that it wasn't getting checked, just set up absolutely everything for him and made it very, very difficult for Sean the Sheep to get anything going. AJSD Gamer doing a great job there, and he's going to be feeling very, very proud with that performance. You know, the AJS boys especially. With that all being said, though, Doc, moves us on to our featured fight of the prelims, absolutely tearing through one of the smaller cards that we have of the week. Going to be having Mo Time's finest up against Easy Yar. It is in lightweight, so I will be absolutely blown away if he isn't using Kevin Lee. Where does Kevin Lee fit into all of this? Apparently, it's in this featured prelim bout up against Easy Yar, so we're going to have to find out if that is actually his pick. It is not. RDA once again. That seems to be a popular pick this evening. Stepping up against Charlie Olives.
Yeah, RDA. I don't think we've seen as many RDAs this time, apart from in this card. This is probably the most RDAs we've had so far.
Yeah, there's a lot of people going him. I don't know if he's maybe recently had a buff or something like that. But
I don't believe so. Oliveira's a fun pick though. He's got a flying Superman elbow. He's got a bunch of spin kicks. He's got everything. Goes straight for that kick. But he also got the grappling advantage. He's got a bunch of subs. So either way, this may turn into a grappling match, or this may just turn into a flashy striking match by Oliveira.
Yes, sir. Oliveira as well. I mean, one of the things he was criticised for in the past is not really being able to take damage and maybe giving up in some situations. Obviously, he's shown that not to be the case when he went and won that title, able to battle some adversity. He's a really, really great all-round fighter. We've seen him grow up in the cage, being able to develop his full skills as we see him chamber up those switches to the body and try to get the takedown. Excellent defense from Easy Yar. Not able to stop the half guard pull, but still in a very, very dominant position and deciding to separate, Doc. Interesting.
It's a very interesting choice, but you have to be where the Oliveira has a lot of submissions on his back and he's got a rubber guard. Maybe he doesn't want to risk it per se. With that being said, it seemed very much the case of if.
Oh! This is the problem. I mean, he's no slouch on the feet either. The spinning elbow lands with maximum effect, sits him down nice and early. 3 minutes potentially on the first round. Excuse me. RDA needs to be careful of throwing those kicks on the inside, especially with Oliveira already showing he's not opposed to throwing up a knee or going for the spin.
Lovely job digging to that body straight afterwards, after dodging the head kick. Now playing aggressive, misses the body kick though. With that being said, AZR is on the back foot again.
I love the head movement that Oliveira is doing at the moment. He does have to be careful not to get up by one of the lead hooks that would come his way from Easy Yar, but so far so good. Mo Time's finest, using some lovely head movement and mixing up the strikes to keep his opponent guessing. RDA already having a lot of problems in terms of the stamina and the health pretty much across the board, but trying to fight back. He's going for a lot of rounded shots though, Doc, and with the head movement of Mo Time's finest, he just continues to get out of the way of those rounded shots.
Yeah, that is the main issue, but it also does seem like every time Motown is in the pocket, he's just throwing everything. That's one of the main issues I'm seeing with Easier, is that he's just throwing everything in his gas tank as soon as he enters the pocket, like he's scared he's not going to get another chance to. With that being said, Oliveira gets a top mount, gets out of the top mount, very low stam, attempts a Kimura with a minute left, but neither side seem to be fantastic on the stam. Definitely does also seem to be in defense of Oliveira, including sub defense and the rest of it.
For sure. You know, Oliveira has some great submission offense and defense as a whole. Obviously, his offense better than his defense. RDA much on the same kind of elk. They're very, very kind of mirrored fighters, although I do think now, obviously, with Oliveira being the champion, Charlie Olives is definitely in the better position in terms of the statistics, and that be prior to the match and coming into this one now. He's doing a lot of great work on the ground, obviously ate him up on the feet. This has got to be very, very concerning if you're Easy Yar. Stamina low, head health low, starting to eat some ground and pound, but good job of recovering that half guard to close out that first round. We see the big front kick to the face of from Charlie Olives to RDA right there. We've mentioned it about 3 or 4 times now since we've had so many RDA picks already there, Doc. But the head health and the overall durability of RDA isn't quite what it once was. So once you've got this man a little bit compromised, it can be a very, very much of an uphill battle to get yourself back into the fight. Not obviously going to rule him out quite yet. Still has all of the tools to do so. However, obviously got to be feeling a little bit concerned about how this fight's going to play out going forward.
Yeah, again, Oliveira's had a very much a dominant first round with the lovely headman head. Digs it up to the hook, comes up with the body again. Easier needs to change up something different in his game plan here. Oh, digs to the body, lovely job by Oliveira. Getting that knocked down with the body shots. Goes for an armbar, lovely job there.
Yeah, no, well, I was going to say, I mean, I thought his opponent would give up for a second. I didn't know what happened. I thought he was just staying up on that side, but great job. Gets back. Charlie Olive's dangerous off his back as well as on top. Able to get that rubber guard that we alluded to earlier. Instantly switching it across into side control. Excellent work from him. Decides to separate, though. Massive stamina advantage. Probably just looking for one of those big finishes. Has to be careful as his opponent digs heavily. Easy trying to even the score on this one.
Yeah, he does. Look into the hook. See, that very low stam as well, so RDA has to be careful what he throws, because any shot in reply from Oliveira could easily get that vulnerability window. Comes out with a bit of elbow spam, digs to that body. Lovely job by Oliveira. Uppercut, then digs down to the body again, gets another body stun. In this position, it's very difficult to defend. That being said, he gets to finish.
Beautiful work. Charlie Olive's looking on fire this evening. The champ is the champ for a reason. Putting it all together on the ground and on the feet. Securing that victory and very, very nicely in the second round. Motown's finest not going with the Kevin Lee pick, but didn't need to this evening. Charlie Olives gets the job done. Like you see, the rip to the body right there sits him down beautifully.
Lovely job by Motown finest game for figuring out the shots, working out how to do it, and RDA just had a bit of difficult time. The main issue I found was the stam game by RDA. He just kept seeming to explode his gas tank every time Motown entered the pocket.
Well, that was once again, these fights have been absolutely completing out of wars, my man. Completing out of wars. Very, very quick prelims. Taking us now, of course, into the main card. Going to be having BMF Vanio up against Crater. Two gentlemen I'm not as familiar with, but I respect the BMF name. I don't know if that's a camp or maybe just part of his gamer tag or PSN. Crater, I believe, having 1 or 2 performances also within the promotion. These guys going to be in heavyweight, of course. They hit very, very hard. If you didn't know, heavyweight, they have some big old men up there, and they can really, really throw some bombs. Be interesting to see. I didn't quite catch who they were as they were loading in. If it showed up on the screen, that is. About to find out, of course. Gone against Lewis. Okay, I am down for this. That's going to be a fun one. I imagine Lewis is going to land more than his 8 significant strikes than he did in the bout very, very recently. Although Gone is an absolute nightmare in this weight class. He moves so well, Doc. Just the footwork alone makes him problematic, and he has some power to go along with it, and the speed behind his strikes to allow him to use a very, very rangy style, which is fairly, very unique for this heavyweight weight class to be able to move and fight in such a manner.
Yeah, it's a really weird kickboxing style, but it works. But Derek Lewis, on the other hand, has got that power. He can spin and heel kick you, not spin and heel, he can hand plant, roundhouse kick you if he wants. Digs that body very early on by Gun. Both of them staying fairly easy on the stam even within the first minute or so.
Yeah, I think that already Lewis has landed more significant strikes than he did on their actual bout, which is a great, great sign for that man. He has heavy, heavy hands, and those sorts of shots will pay massive dividends. It's only going to take Gone one shot to sidestep or lean off, and his lights will be turned out. But he seems to be staying composed, doesn't seem to be getting frustrated by the early successes of Crater, and is just trying to look for his opportunities to land some of these shots, which is a smart and diligent game plan from him there, Doc, just to try and work it from this outside, use his range a little bit.
Indeed, lovely switch kick again. We see that body work by Gun is probably doing the most effective damage here. Derek Lewis is headhunting, which makes sense to that type of style of pick, whilst Gan is looking to work that body and take it into the next round.
As we saw right there, Gan trying to attack the body straight into the lead body kick. Obviously, Crater coming back with some big shots, though, as you say, going after the head health, trying to attack that leg as well in between it. Every time you see Derek Lewis lands that head health, absolutely chunks away from Gan. Great kick by him, decides to throw a head kick. It's really, really impressive how such a big man like Derek Lewis is, you know, he's deceivingly athletic, the way that he's able to throw those flying knees and the hand-planted roundhouses, like, or hand-planted spins, like you were mentioning earlier, Doc.
Yeah, but also on that note, I just saw a glance at his leg kick there again. You just see his Gun's left leg. Those tiny leg kicks by Lewis are doing quite a bit of damage. His head health, his leg health seems to be at half health. So coming into the end of this round, maybe see Lewis throw a couple more of them and showcase that maybe you want to start checking a couple of leg kicks. Lovely check there by again there, finally checking that leg kick. Digging to that body has been the main gain. Either Lewis is headhunting or kicking to the body, whilst Ganny's working that body and just looking to play the stand game coming into round 2. A minute left on the clock. Both of them not committing to anything major yet. We've seen no type of rocks or stuns or anything major, but that's going to be expected with his heavyweight picks. I say that, and he digs that body straight afterwards.
Yeah, if we've seen one thing that's been a compromised area of Derek Lewis in the past, it's been his body. He's maybe susceptible to some of those shots, and Garner's been able to utilize some excellent body work throughout the course of this bout to get that damage off nice and early, closing out this first round in a nice top control position and picking his shots really, really well, Doc, just being all round, you know, very, very educated in his approach, making sure that he doesn't give up any room that he doesn't need to, getting one rock to the head, one rock to the body, and the knockdown. That's a big round from BMF Vania.
Yeah, indeed, lovely job by BMF Vania just to control the fight and exploding when he needed to. He got that stun, figured out where he needs to work afterwards. Gunn has got full stamp coming in his second round. It's very impressive, especially at this type of weight.
Yeah, he's switching stances a lot. I love to see it. It can often cause your opponents a lot of concern when your opponent is switching stances. They seem to concentrate on it very heavily. Beautiful knee to that body. Really digging it in there.
At a leg kick, though, he may need to switch stance if Lewis goes back to that leg kick and lands a couple more clean leg kicks.
Nice work catching it, going to the head, attacking to the body is Derek Lewis. Those have been one of his best shots, is those lead body kicks. But obviously it does leave you susceptible to some hands as he comes in. As you mentioned, that left leg of BMF Vania now being heavily damaged. A switch would be pretty you know, useful for him at this stage, trying to save that leg maybe for the course of the rest of the fight should it go over it. Obviously Garn seems to be taking the sort of approach which is, you know, very technical, not trying to hunt for that finish and maybe letting it come to him a little bit. Of course, Lewis having so much adversity, I think that he needs to get some of those big shots off right now, get his opponent compromised and find some you know, find some success in that route.
Indeed, finally switches his leg after noticing, probably just didn't realise that leg health. He's been using that lead hook, switches back into it, probably, as you said, trying to confuse his opponent. Gan's lead hook has been the major game of this issue. He pressures forwards a bit, like stops that leg kick from being as big an issue as it would be at the side, but also limits his kick, so it's a switcheroo manner.
Nice lead hook. Now Gan's trying to turn it up. He's got a bit of a stamina advantage. And, you know, this is where you want to do it. 2-minute mark of the second round. Your opponent is approaching that halfway mark of the stamina. He's not exactly known for his recoveries anyway. He is continuing to go back to that leg kick, though, which, you know, I wouldn't be even surprised if it ended the fight. You don't often see too many leg finishes, but it's definitely possible when you hit as hard as Derek Lewis.
Yeah, again, now that body, though, is definitely weak. A couple more clean body kicks by Gun. You're possibly looking at a massive issue for Lewis here. Keeping it steady, nobody's committing to any shots. Lovely lead body roundhouse, and Derek Lewis coming back, digging up top. Gets a lovely head kick, though. Gets another drop, and he goes straight for that ground and pound.
This might be it, brother.
Yeah, it really might be.
And it is. Great stuff from Denton, like just showing a very technical approach, picking his opponent apart at range, utilizing those body shots as you had mentioned, Doctor. And it all added up. Once his opponent was a little bit gassed, he turned the pressure up. And yeah, it was too much pressure for Derek Lewis. Crumbled a little bit under it in that second round. Too much damage being added up. Jab straight, lead upper slightly missing on the way down, although the force of it seemed to send him on a bit of a trajectory. Followed up obviously on the ground with some beautiful ground and pound to finish the fight. And yeah, great work from BMF Vania, picking up a nice W here tonight.
Indeed. Again, he just exploded at the right time. Lewis had the right game plan. He got that leg kick, but he just couldn't figure out what he wanted to do in between.
with that being said, my man, we are now moving, of course, on to the next one. We're going to be having sorry, I was going to say BM again. We're going to be having Stompy Collins up against Captain Big Nuts. It's going to be women's bantamweight, one of the first women's bouts of the evening. I think the only women's bout of the evening. Whether it be Stompy Collins or Captain Big Nuts that's going to be able to get the job done, we are about to have to find out. Be interesting to see who they go with in this weight class. You know, for their picks, though, I wonder if it's going to be one of the top ones or if they're much of the same ilk of somebody like a Slick Colt who likes to go for those unorthodox picks at these weights. No, we say Jermaine Durandamine and Chris Cyborg. The power of Chris Cyborg obviously absolutely devastating. The rangy shots of Jermaine Durandamine and the fact that she will kick you in the face after each and every bell, definitely going to be a bit of a problematic course for Cyborg. Has to mind all of her P's and Q's and try to avoid that big head kick that's coming away at the end of the round.
Indeed, touch the gloves here. We've seen no HUD, which is interesting.
I love it, bro. I love it. Don't often see no HUD. You know myself personally, I quite like it having no HUD. It does mean that if you do hit the mat, you don't get the you don't get the bug where it stays on your screen for the entire fight, which can be very frustrating. But with these two being such striking specialists, I don't imagine it's going to hit the mat unless they get a big knockdown. Unless Left Hook Larry steps up and sits the fight down.
Indeed. With that being said, though, both of them starting out quite heavily. Durandamine going for those kicks early on. Cyborg going more for the kicking, for the boxing style, but to say that she does land the front kick.
Nice work. Front kick big. Trying to go with it.
Lovely stun by Durandamine, coming with the spinning back fist into an uppercut, doesn't land. Another front kick does though, and it seems to be the case of Durandamine seems to be on the more confident foot here.
Yeah, I agree with you there. The problem that they're having though is that once they've had a little bit of success, they're just kind of going a little too ham for my liking, just throwing flying knees, some madness going the way of Chris Cyborg, and you can't be that wild up against Chris because she literally only needs to land one punch to send you and your entire head into the bleachers. But these front kicks doing great work, just utilizing some range. One slip counter.
Lovely body stun there by Cyborg, digging down to that body now. Durandamine missing an uppercut, and it's definitely back and forth.
That's what we were saying though, right? Chris Cyborg doesn't need too many to get the job done, and she lands one lovely little body kick and gets a nice rock off, continues to go back to it, has to be a little bit careful in the pocket, being too predictable with the same techniques being chambered up, as we saw the second attempt of that combination instantly being recognized by her opponent. Did you get to catch who was who coming into this one? Which opponent was which?
No, I don't think I did actually.
So who knows? We'll catch it at the end. We're just going to call it Jermaine Durandamine, Chris Cyborg. That's going to be the calls unless we find out at the very end, of course, who manages to actually get the hand raised. So far, it's pretty much all been Jermaine Durandamine. However,
Cyborg did get a body rock halfway through though, so it could go either way. Never really sure.
Nice head kick. These head kicks, they're coming out so often. The overhands. It's quite odd, to be honest with you, to see somebody pick somebody like Jermaine Durandamine and then go with these big rounded shots. You always think that somebody like Chris Cyborg or Amanda Nunes would be a little bit more of a suited pick. A lot more of a lot of people with Jermaine Durandamine tend to go a little bit more down the barrel, utilizing teeps and leg kicks in order to get their range. But as we see, she's just absolutely content to empty the gas tank on every single explosion that she finds. And then obviously we see Chris Cyborg trying to come back with some punishing body shots. So far, so good.
Oh, lovely front kick there by the very end of that round. Christ. Here we see a couple.
Yeah, I was going to say the early rocks from Jermaine Durandamine probably secured her that round. We had a couple of, comebacks, I should say, from Chris Cyborg throughout the course of the second half of the first round, obviously trying to dig to the body quite a bit and doing it very nicely. And I think that's a diligent plan for them, Doc, as he continues to empty the gas tank on every exchange and every combination that she does during Durandamine. You don't just see ones and twos coming out of it, you see 5s, 6s and 7s, and that can be a bit problematic getting yourself so gassed up against such a heavy hitter like Chris Cyborg.
Yeah, I definitely would agree. It's definitely much. You don't want to be gassing yourself out against Cyborg of all people, who can hit like a truck and will just make you pay for just trying to kill her early on. Narrowly dodges that fucking front kick. Lovely job here. Goes back to that front kick again. We saw them early on in round 2. They seemed round 1. They seem to have gone back to them round 2. Lands another head kick. Front kick in the face. This is really playing massive effects to Cyborg's chin though. Oh, another body stun.
And this is where Chris Cyborg's now going to be able to get some great work done. Going to be able to really get the power off. Now Jeraine Durandamine is a little bit gassed. I mean, you just saw that big sidestep. She is so tired right now. Still 3 minutes or just under in the second round as well, Doc. You know, she's got a lot of time to survive and probably doesn't have the gas tank to get a big combination going to be able to close the fight out.
Avoids a fucking overhand Durandamine stun. Gets a stun on the head, digs up to the top, goes down to the body as well, but then doesn't get anything off that stun afterwards.
Chris Cyborg now doing absolutely beautiful work, able to weather the early storm, the absolute onslaught of barrages. Oh! Mate, I cannot believe. I honestly thought she was about to get knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, I thought she was getting knocked the fuck out.
My God, that was beautiful.
Yeah, her arm decided to go super stretchy and just aim up top to get a stun KO on the knockout, as you can see. She stuck her head straight into that knee.
Yeah, I mean, the lunging strikes, they often set up, you know, when somebody goes for an uppercut or a flying knee, the lunging strikes often get absolutely caned by the damage due to the high vulnerability, but the lunging straight was just able to get the work done on that one. Absolutely beautiful, to be honest with you. Like I said, a lot of early adversity, so to come through that and to be able to overcome that adversity, you know, it's great work by that opponent right there. Once again, though, we are now moving very quickly on to the next one, my man. We're going to be having one of the most fan-friendly favorites, AJS Rara, after coming very hot off 2 wins. He went 8-0 in the promotion. In the words of Satchmo Life, had not been able to pick up a W since the inauguration of Donald Trump. Then was able to get a lovely win in one of his performances a couple of events ago, able to double up in the next one. Now stepping across from LW Havoc, he has he has this steam behind him. He has a lot of momentum riding in his favor after going so many fights on a bounce and picking up a couple of W's. You know that his confidence is going to be at an all-time high. Although he does have his work cut out for him, Doc. Lethal Weapons have shown to be a genuine up-and-coming up-and-coming gym within the promotion, and Havoc being one of the namesakes of them. I imagine he's going to want to show up and show out this evening up against Rara.
I would agree. Havoc's gone to Pettis pick. Rara's gone on a Poirier pick. It's a very odd choice to go to Pettis, especially against the Poirier, but as we've seen countless times before, Pettis is very much a viable pick. Just go ask most of the KM members. Here
they go. Like I said, beautiful picks. First time I think we haven't seen RDA in the lightweight weight class or welterweight weight class. So it's going to be a bit interesting. You've got the wide karate stance of Havoc using Anthony Pettis. Got the power hands of AJS Rara Rasputin. Trying to utilize some of that thug jitsu, brother. And, obviously he's got a great opportunity to do so. We've seen how dangerous Rara is on the ground. He really does chamber it up altogether.
Indeed. Goes straight into this half guard position now after getting a bit of ground and pound in the full guard. Looking to go for the top mount position. Havoc attempts to get up. Lovely slice into the top mount here, and he can just rain down shots. Havoc's doing a decent job on defense, but probably wants to look to move more into full guard now.
This is where he gets his best work done. His bread is buttered. Definitely down here. One of the problems that he had in the past is the outside striking for Rara, and obviously that's not part of the equation when his opponent is flat on the mat, eating shots, nice single shots, elbows adding up. Oh my God, is he getting the job done already?
He's stamps so low though, splits into the half guard, into the full guard, probably knowing that he needs a more dominant instead.
Yeah, I mean, that was actually a very high educated play right there. His stamina was low. He knew he couldn't throw another strike off. It was too low to get the finish, so he decided to go across into the top mount, regain position. Good job from Havoc to get back to full guard in this opportunity, but he's eating a lot of damage in these ground and pound positions. The thug jitsu on full display from Rara Rasputin in the hands of the Diamond this evening, doing a great job behind the sticks in the opening 3 minutes of this bout.
Yeah, lovely job there. Getting the rubber guard. I forgot Pettis had the rubber guard. Switches over into side control. I've got to be wary of Poirier's submission game from this position. Goes straight into the half guard bottom. And I imagine Havoc's probably looking for that top man to get paid back for the earlier round, the earlier period of what Havoc did.
Right, to separate, which is pretty good from him. He's got to really utilize that range. Maybe some feints to try and draw out the takedown. Does not want to get put on his mat. Only a minute 25 on the clock. Nice lead hook from him. Straight into that straight. Trying to get the question mark kick, but to no avail. Rara seems to be a little bit more composed in these positions, working with the AJS lot. Obviously, they have a lot of great strikers over there, so maybe becoming a little bit more accustomed to the striking realm, which is a nice adjustment to see from him, Dog, as we actually see him using one of the first feints in this bout.
Again, though, he's done... Rara seems to have the main thing of let Pettis come to him and then he'll fire back afterwards, which does seem to be most, from what I've seen personally, a lot of AJ stuff. Like, lovely takedown there, though, by Rara, just ducking straight into that jumping kick, pretty much.
Yeah, tornado kick. Yeah, it was a dangerous one, man. That takedown could have got him absolutely slept. He's on his back now, eating some good shots from Havoc. His stamina's very low.
Twister.
A twister. Oh,
3 seconds left, sadly, though.
Oh, I did not see that. I didn't see that. Good spot, my man. Good spot, because that could have been really dangerous. His gas tank was empty, and the twister's actually a pretty powerful submission if you're able to, cinch it up.
9 to 23 significant strikes in favour of Rara. 2 minutes of control time. Landed 2 clean takedown strikes. Were fairly even. 10 less strikes thrown by Havoc. Definitely would give it to Rara, but didn't. But it doesn't mean that Havoc's in losing.
I mean, he's down this round, but he's not out of the fight exactly there, Doc. And, they touch up the gloves. There's a lot of respect between these two guys. They come from respected camps that have been putting in some good work, obviously with each other as well. You're seeing the adjustments, even in the striking of Rara right now, landing some beautiful work to open up the second round. Maybe got Havoc a little bit hesitant due to the takedowns. You can see him feathering that takedown defense, going for the cartwheel kick, getting a little bit flashy out there. I don't know if you agree, my man, but when you're up against an opponent like this that's got you taken down and so on, you need to keep it very, very technical. You need to keep the keep the shots short in order to be able to make sure that you don't give your opponent an opportunity for an easy takedown by gassing yourself or going maybe for a head kick, right?
Yeah, I would agree. You also need to pressure them in a lot of cases. We're saying that Rara nearly gets the fight finished with that heavy ground and pound, probably looks for the top mount position. So does he get a deny? Lovely deny there. Does have the arm triangle open, which he does get. We've seen Rara be pretty good at getting this in some cases. He's done a decent job at tracking here, and he is leading in the submit bar. This is going to be a close one. Rara just needs to steady up, stick with it a bit more.
Yeah, he's doing a pretty good job. I mean, Havoc's not doing a terrible job with defense, although he is seeming to be riding out that top end, now going to the bottom end, trying to circle out a little bit more.
Seems like
does seem imminent. Yeah, good work from him, but once again, not out of the woods as he goes knee on belly, back to the thug jitsu, mixing in the submissions into the ground and pound. Once again, excellent defense from Havoc, though, able to mitigate that damage and get himself back into a half guard position, but he's just never out of the woods with Rara. He's absolutely relentless in these positions. Submissions, ground and pound.
For a go-go. This is legal now. With that being said, it does seem to be in the favour of Pettis there, and he does just give up with it.
Find what he can. Good half-guard recovery from Havoc. Stamina still low. Slicing across into the side saddle. Almost was able to get a finish from this position, but an excellently timed arm trap from Havoc to regain that position.
Here we are against the cage. Pettis, low stam, decides to dig to that body though, and Rowan manages to get out. Flying knee.
I found out recently you can actually block that flying knee, which is nice to know. I didn't know that, quite genuinely.
Really?
Nice cartwheel kick there, Havoc. Good man.
I mean, if you could cartwheel kick with Poya, I'll be saying Rara should cartwheel back, but because we all know how much you hate that.
Yeah.
Oh!
Fancy as that.
Heavy shot and low stam here. Poya's got several options. Goes for the armbar. 30 seconds left. He may be able to get it. Does decent tracking. The bar is staying quite high.
Yeah, it was 37 seconds, and we only need approximately, I think,
does get the slam
good work. He needed that because the submission was probably going to get sunk in. There was enough time on the clock. 37 seconds is when it got cinched up. So the slam was absolutely vital, able to keep Anthony Pettis in this one to see another round. That was a big moment for him in that second, though. That lead head kick miss into the spin was absolutely beautiful, you know, and probably got him back into a round that he was likely behind in up until that point.
I would agree that probably just won in the round. Rara had more control time in that round with more seamless strikes, but as we saw, that knockdown plays a massive role in keeping Havoc within the fight. All down to this final third and final round.
Here they go, they touch them up, seeing what they can get going. Once again, Rara not wasting any time getting in his opponent's face. He's got him a little bit compromised. You know how hard Dustin Poirier hits, and he's trying to make full use of that now. Single shots, high variance, straights, lead hooks, all being mixed up on the offbeat, keeping his hands nice and high, and gets the clinch. Once again, just absolutely marauding right now, mixing it all together very nicely as he gets the nice turning takedown straight into side control.
Here we are in the sprawl position, kind of a neutral position. Instead takes the back now. Could go for some backside posture up instead. He's now in back clinch. Could go for a back drag. Could need legs. Instead goes for a rear naked choke drag spool. Gets slammed on his back.
Dangerous position to be in as Rara continues to ride out this. Decides to go for the backside position. Imagine he's going to try and take the back in a moment. Nope. Posture up and back to the thug jitsu. Ground and pound being rained down.
The head health is low, but he has gassed himself out there, giving an easy job for Pettis to get the reversal into this round. Also
he did
takes
a good
the
job
back.
of just getting his arm into the right position, right? Able to mitigate a couple of those shots that were coming down his way. Now finds himself in the top control position and utilizes the opportunity to get back to his feet. There is 2 minutes 50 on the clock, and right now Havoc is potentially you know, 1-1, needs this third round or even potentially a finish depending on how the judges score that second round.
Indeed. I would definitely say 1-1 more than maybe a finish, but a finish either way wouldn't be a bad idea just to secure the victory for both of them. That being said, he goes for the knee, attempts the uppercut, gets stunned off it by a rear hook, gets tripped over. Pettis not wanting to go to ground with him though.
Well, one of the things, you know, you never know with the judges, right? Because Rara got a lot of top control and a stun in that last round, but of course there was just a massive moment.
Oh, right hook drops Pettis now with this heavy ground and pound. Gets a reversal though, straight to this top man off a hook.
Havoc has honestly done a phenomenal job of surviving those very dire positions. He found himself in them a number of times with his ground and pound being rained down, the head health is blinking, the screen is flashing red, and yet he still finds an opportunity to get a posted shot and get the reversal. But once again finds himself on the back now. There's only 1:10 left on the clock. Nice slice over into the half guard from Rara Rasputin. He seems to be fairly content and happy that he's winning the fight, as now he decides the ground and pound. But once again, this is what I mean. The screen gets red when he's about to get finished. He finds a way to get it turned around.
Indeed, he does a lovely job at defending that ground and pound every time Rara's gone for the heavy ground and pound. No matter the position, he's either got a reversal or play or got him back down very quickly. 18 seconds left in this, trades a couple of shots, both of them stand in the pocket, probably just looking to finish one another.
Yeah, right now Havoc definitely needs to finish, in my opinion. He definitely needs one. He had the head held pretty low at the end of that round, but at least by my scorecards, Rara's just picked up his second dub. I was a little bit wrong earlier. He had actually only picked up the first W, but yeah, this was his opportunity for the second one, is what I had meant. And it looks like he may have taken that by the horns and been able to secure it. We'll have to see which way the judges score it as we head into their decision.
Yeah, lovely job by both opponents, showcasing their full set of skills over the course of 3 rounds.
3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. All 3 judges score the contest, 29-28.
Don't get to see what the judges are saying. I wonder if we get to see the statistics to see exactly how they scored it. It does go the way of Rara Rasputin for the AJS boys. That man's going to be feeling very good about himself now. Obviously, picking up his second W within the promotion since UFC 4. The man is going to be feeling very good about that, to go on back-to-back victories after a long skid. You know, obviously it shows adjustments, it shows commitment to the game, and that's what it's all about, dog. It's about the journey, it's about improving your skills. You don't have to be the best on every single day, or, you know, from the moment that you turn up. We saw it with people like Dustin Poirier, with Charlie Olives. Sometimes you grow up within these promotions and find your feet, find the skills, find what works for you as you progress through it, right?
Yeah, indeed. It just did a fantastic job, just taking the fight where he needs to, grappling early on, then taking it down. It's just a matter of progressing your skills and learning what works, what doesn't.
Now with this one, we're going to be having the co-main event of the evening. Going to be having Broomstick up against Jack. That is the Body Snatchers degree. Broomstick up against Jack. Once again, another fan-friendly favorite in the flyweight division this time. Is this the first flyweight bout of the evening? I think it is.
I believe so, and we get a mixture of Figueiredo versus a Calf, I believe.
Right, okay. So, yeah, here we go. It's in the WFA arena, I should say. Haven't seen a fight in this one. I've heard that there's slight different changes in terms of how big the octagon is. I can't say I've ever noticed it myself, but we'll have to see if that plays a factor coming into this one. Broomstick not wasting any time, getting the hands going, reining in shots very, very nicely.
He has done a lovely job here, getting that stun off that slip strike, putting on this pressure now, and... oh my god, that's so close to nearly getting finished. Gets clipped again by that lead hook. Broomstick knows how to put the pressure on here. Jax is seemingly going for the leg kicks early on, but I don't think that's what he needs to do. He needs to get his head off the line, throw back, and just make Broomstick go away, basically.
The calf pick is a... Did you see what calf he had picked coming into this one by any chance, Doc?
No, I didn't. I can't say I do, but by the seems it has to be a striker with how he's striking.
Yeah, he's got a wide stance. I think it's like the Anthony Pettis or Wonder Boy pick. Right now, Broomstick, though, his combinations on the inside, he's just trying to step on his opponent's front foot. And look at that. 3, 4, 5 punch combinations. Sits him down, the 3-piece, the soda, just absolutely everything. He's getting the bargain bucket to go along with it as well. Beautiful work as he continues. Separates on the clinch. 1-2 head kick. Sits him down right on the mat. I mean, Broomstick is taking this co-main event by the horns, my man. Not wasting any time, trying to push for the finish already. Well, and he gets it. Jesus. That was almost flawless.
Wanted to kill a guy, apparently. Jesus, he started out quick and he ended it quick. Not wanting to single moment to stop using Figueiredo's power just to land shot after shot after shot.
Yeah, I mean, my God, that is a massive performance from Broomstick. The best, I think, that we've seen him in UFC 4 thus far. He wasted absolutely zero time getting himself going in that one. Would love to see the statistics if we get an opportunity, and we do. 2 stuns, 3 knockdowns, 22 significant strikes. Missed the rest of it very, very briefly, but beautiful, beautiful work. Broomstick going to be feeling very, very happy with that. Another man that's been having some ups and downs within the promotion, now picking up another bunch of W's, and that's another lovely one to get in, to get in his favor. Absolutely great work all round, my man. Absolutely great work. That, of course, though, was an absolutely perfect way to set us up for this main event of the evening, Doc. We're going to be having the one and only Kingsman Tad, the leader of that camp, one of the, human highlight reels of the promotion, taking a step up against God Ate My Pig, which has the ability to mix it all together. The guy has terrifying grappling. He has great hands to go along with it. They are doing a Conor McGregor, not quite a mirror match, old Conor v new Conor, as they see us touch gloves in this 3rd round. Already catches the kick, does KM Tad in the side of the old style Conor McGregor. Obviously, the advantages from both of them there, Doc, is more hands for the old style and more kicks for the new style. Am I about right there, mate?
Yes, and the change in recovery, the old style has a tiny bit higher recovery, whilst the new style doesn't.
Right, okay, that's very, very good to know. Whoa, Tadpole using that head movement, being really loose with it. High risk, high reward approach as he continues to try and rip off some combinations to the body. God Ate My Pig, getting his respect and poking forward with that jab. Nice lead upper into the straight to the body. Nice little teep as well, trying to utilize that perfectly to keep the range. Obviously, we've seen Tadpole already go to those body uppercuts a number of times, had a lot of success with it in previous performances. Although with somebody like GAMP standing across from you, you can't chamber them too often, or one of those uppercuts may be coming very, very quickly, Dog.
Yeah, indeed. You have got to be wary of GAMP's general striking ability. He's He's definitely more of a grappler, but his striking is impressive. And as you see, Tadpole is pressuring God Ate My Pig, staying very calm under pressure. Tadpole lands a nice spinning kick, but again, doesn't seem to. Oh, screw it. Over to you, Loney.
Oh god, my man. Oh god. No, Tadpole once again The body work, I absolutely love it, right? A bunch of those KM boys, they do it time and time again, where they just find excellent ways to be able to work the body very, very nicely. The same can be said out of the TD boys from God Ate My Pig, you know, GAMP and all of them, Suave Jamie, Blake Tyler and the like. They really do a great job of masking when they're going to the body, and when they do, having the opportunities to land maximum damage, just like that right there. Slips off the center line, rear body uppercut into the lead one, and you can see how much damage it already does. Utilizes that then to go back up top. Once you've got hit to the body very, very cleanly, you know, it's just natural that you're going to start to drop those hands to try and protect the delicate spots that they've been landing. Tad smells blood, Doc. He doesn't waste any time when he's got his opponent rocked. He does an excellent job of cage cutting, continues to press forward, making sure that his opponent feels his presence. But like I said, God Ate My Pig is such a gnarly veteran that he's not going to get flustered.
Yeah, he gets another stun though with that head kick. Starting putting on his pressure, and Tadpole has got to know that God Ate My Pig's head health is low, but he's got back up to full. The stam and the body work of God Ate My Pig is definitely taking effect on Tad, and I imagine coming to the second round it's going to be more heavily seen.
Nice work so far, nice work so far. Honestly, I'm loving the pressure out of Tadpole. I wouldn't expect anything less. Like I said, this man is an human highlight reel in his performances. Win or lose, the man is always in absolutely barn-burning fights. God Ate My Pig, staying very composed as you would expect. He's a veteran of the esports landscape, has fought the who's who within multiple promotions, and obviously, you know, having a lot of adversity in that early round, but also having a lot of moments of success as well, Doc.
Yeah, he did. He definitely had 2 stuns as well. God Ate My Pig did do a bit of body work, but coming into the second round, it doesn't seem to have majorly affected as I thought it would have done. That recovery stat definitely coming to the help of Tadpole.
Trying to use those teeps. Tadpole now aware of it, utilizing the footsies of Conor McGregor to get in and out of the range. Double jab into the straight, nice lead hook. Both guys chambering up lead hooks to the body, trying to get that stamina low. Always a great game plan against the Conor McGregor, even if you're the Conor McGregor yourself. Obviously, the stamina advantage is such a massive, massive factor in this game, Doc. You know, it can really change the landscape of a fight, especially if the head health and the body health is about equal.
Yeah, especially that's one of the major games when you are competing. If you have a good cardio and can make the other guy not have good cardio, you're sorted. And with that being said, though, if you can work someone's chin down pretty quickly, you're also good. God Ate My Pig keeps landing that body straight. He's done a fantastic job at constantly landing it to Tadpole's body.
Continues on that. He does, trying to work it as best he can. Again, the shots on the inside and out. Once again, in and out movement. God Ate My Pig is very content to sit on the black line, utilizing the teeps, the leg kicks, some rangy shots. Obviously, we're seeing a lot of footwork out of Tad, which is some of the biggest moments of his success, is trying to get his opponent to overcommit to some of these shots. But once again, I just very, very nice work. You don't see them taking pictures. They land their shots. They get out of the way of whatever's coming back his way, especially God Ate My Pig. You know, you've seen him throw 1, 2, 3, sidestep, and, you know, things down those lines, Doc, and they are the sorts of techniques that can really, really catch your opponent with some big damaging shots.
Indeed, Tadpole seems to have stopped, gone from the body, and realised that it's probably his best bet is now to headhunt. Whilst God Ate My Pig main idea seems to be just going for the body shots. As I said, though, he does headhunt, or looking to try that teep, feints it instead. Tadpole coming in with that jab. They're both just trying to get through that block, get through their head movement, and just look for that one shot they need.
And forth, my man, back and forth. Sorry, I'm just taking a moment trying to see what reads they're trying to make on each other. That's a lovely sniping straight, doubled up by God Ate My Pig. Sits down the Kingsman.
Ducks trying to uppercut, lets him up again, and with that being said, the head health is still flashing. Barely just gets out of it. The stamina of Tadpole's very low, so God Ate My Pig that is coming with the lead. Goes for a lunging straight, geek stacked down to the body. Both of them trying to lead with that jab. Goes both for the uppercuts and narrowly avoids the body stun.
An injured lion is still very, very dangerous. GAMP is very, very aware of this, being diligent in the way that he's approaching to it, kicking to the body, continuing to, you know, take the back foot even after he's got his opponent rocked, trying to welcome on the forward pressure of Tadpole, maybe trying to get him to walk onto one of those knees that we just saw beautifully a moment ago. Obviously now the head health and the body health massively in the advantage of God Ate My Pig. Those knees, the stuns are starting to add up very, very nicely for him as we see the backup and the checking of the stats. That was a huge second round. get to see the first one. But yeah, no, this is a very, very competitive fight. These guys trying to leave it all in the octagon there, Doc, not trying to waste any time. We wouldn't expect anything less from these two as they continue to march forward. Third and final round in this one. We'll have to see what they're able to get going, of course. Both guys made adjustments on each other. Not sure how that first round went. Obviously, the second round in the side of God Ate My Pig. Gamp trying to once again take that back foot and work his outside game. You know, he's doing a lot of great work from this position. The knees to the body, the jabs, the straights, they're all really, really coming together for him.
Yeah, indeed. The jabs, as you mentioned, the jabs, the straights. That straight to the body, I think, has been one of the best shots Pig has landed, as well as deep. Tad's looking for that pullback, narrowly avoids it. Why Pig, and again digs that body with that straight body.
The body kick, man. This body, you know, is all adding up. The head health and the body health of Tadpole is very, very dire right now. As you say, he continues to go for those slips, the pulls, and the counters. But right now, God Ate My Pig, he knows that that's his best route to success. Tadpole's, that is, and he's being very, very aware of it and doing a great job of not taking pictures. You see him striking, landing his combinations, and then starting to back up. And he has a lot of room behind him because he continues to circle and not allow himself to be completely pressed up against that cage line there.
Indeed, again, that double jab into that body straight, and Pig's just taking it patient. He's allowing Tadpole to come forward, looking with those shots, and just wondering where to land next.
Oh shit!
Oh, lovely job by God Ate My Pig, just getting that body stun into that head stun and getting that knockdown afterwards.
There's a lot of time left on this third and final round as well, Doc. Right now, we see the head health and the body health of Tadpole being extremely compromised. He is not quite out of the fight yet, although it does seem that Gamp is just absolutely marauding right now, finding all sorts of opportunities to land off some damage. Just like that, you know, he's so injured right now that Tadpole really is struggling to take anything that's coming back his way. Only 1 or 2 shots from Gamp is what is needed to get that chin cranked once again. And you've got to think that there's only a couple of shots left in it before he gets sat down for a final time. There it is!
There it is. Yes. Spoken truly and very quickly.
Yeah, no, tonight I actually got my calls on point, my man. It seemed that every time I said something, it seemed to unfold just in front of our eyes.
Yeah, apparently
got him a pick, though. He had a great performance tonight. He knew that Tadpole, you know, is a pressure-heavy fighter. He's a human highlight reel for a reason, always pushing the action. And that's part of the problem with that game plan, is that sometimes when your opponent's able to mitigate that damage coming their way in that early round, the cardio can become a problem. And obviously it all starts to add up, and with a high-level player like Gamp out there, that seems to be what he was able to do. Great work by that man. Excellent main event. Both guys bring in all of the action there, Doc. Always a pleasure to see both of these guys, whether it be against each other or anybody else within the promotion, get the job done. But with all of that being said, my guys, this was a shorter card. We appreciate each and every one of you coming through tonight. Hopefully you enjoyed the fights that we were able to put on for you. We now have a novelty card coming up on Saturday, 8:30 Eastern, 8:30 British Summertime, apologies, 3:30 Eastern. It's going to be Vengeance is the name of the card. It was a call-out card if you're not part of the Discord community. We had the opening up of the sign-ups both on the PlayStation and on the Xbox side of things. These guys were calling each other out very, very aggressively throughout the entire way, setting up certain restrictions and certain restrictions and rules on how they were going to approach it. We do have a very, very interesting main event. We'll be posting some information about that as we go through in the Discord, of course, and obviously on the side of our Twitter. Make sure to follow us on all of the socials to stay up to date on what we have going on. There's always so much that you're going to want to be tuned in. These guys have been absolute savages, especially on this, you know, on our pay-per-views on the Saturday. Those are our big events. Of course, we have our fight nights on the Monday, and then, of course, the fight clubs, as you've just witnessed tonight, midway through the week, trying to get over that hump and putting on some entertaining fights doing so. But from myself, Cyrus the Looney, Doctor Who, and the Primetime Gang, we're going to wish you much love, have a great night, and we'll catch you on Saturday.